Hello, welcome to Mr. Bill's Story Time. I have a book. It's called The Historical Nevada. The Nevada Magazine is a magazine about Nevada, and this book I have, The Historical Nevada, it takes from this Nevada magazine some interesting stories about Nevada history, and so I thought I would share some of those stories with you. And it's going to be story time. And so, The Historical Nevada. This is the book. And today's story is going to be the first woman sheriff. So let me pull that out. The first woman sheriff. This is from the January-February 1981 issue of the Nevada magazine. The headline is, in 1919, Clara Dunham Crowell was the law in Lander County. Okay, this is by Craig McDonald, the story by Craig McDonald. It first appeared in the January-February 1981 issue of Nevada magazine. It was evening when the stage came rolling up to the 2-bit house in Austin, Nevada. Teamster George Crowell climbed down from the box. Crowell was eager to fill his empty stomach with a warm meal, but he was even more anxious to chat with an amiable waitress who always showed an interest in his arrival. Clara Dunham was able to put George at ease and take his mind off the rigors of the road, and certainly George was impressed with the attentive lady from Austin. Enough so that he started seeing more of her, and they were married in 1898. The Crowell family flourished. The couple had 2 children, and George, who was highly regarded for his honesty and can-do attitude, was elected sheriff of Lander County. He tackled the job with the same enthusiasm he used to drive his old 6-horse stage. Clara learned much from her husband about the qualities of a good sheriff, how to anticipate trouble, how to keep calm, and how to use a gun. Clara herself was not in the habit of running from trouble. During his stage driving days, George often returned late from Goldfield or Tonopah, and if he was carrying company money, he would keep it safe at home until the bank opened the next morning. One night, Clara and her niece Ruth were in the house. George had been called out when a strange man knocked at the door. "I know there's money in there," he said. "Open up, or you'll be sorry." Clara opened the door in his face and demanded, "What will I be sorry for?" Then she chased him out of the gate. As sheriff, George Crowell did his job well and was highly respected for his maintaining peace in the sometimes volatile county of Lander. But he was struck down by illness, and in February 1919, while he was trying to recuperate in the milder climate of Oakland, California, George Crowell died. The people of Lander were shocked by the news, but it did not take them long to decide who should take George's place. Local men and women circulated a petition calling for Clara Dunham Crowell to become the first woman sheriff in Nevada history. The Reese River Reveille reported, "There were several male aspirants for the job, but none made a formal application after the petition was circulated and presented to the county commissioners." Upon seeing the petition, the commissioners unanimously elected 42-year-old Clara Crowell to be sheriff for the remaining 2 years of her husband's term. On March 8, 1919, the Battle Mountain Scout declared, quote, "The county is unique in its appointment of a woman as sheriff. Being a woman does not in any way interfere with the performance of duty, and there is no doubt in the minds of the people that duty will be the watchword of Mrs. Crowell. If she, continuing, if she needs any help from the outside, there are plenty of men who are ready and willing to do the rough part of the work for her," end quote. But Clara proved that she could handle any situation. She was involved in the apprehension of cattle rustlers, horse thieves, and robbers and other criminals. As sheriff, she demanded respect for the law in Lander. She and her deputy, Thomas White, even enforced the new dry law, which, among other things, prevented people from transporting bottles of liquor. The Reach River Reveille quotes, "The dry law has been looked upon as a more or less of a joke. The officers, however, are making a drive to show that the law, be it good or bad, must be respected." End quote. Sheriff Crowell proved to be a woman of action. She collared some crooks by working undercover. Once she posed as an old Indian to catch a man who was selling liquor illegally to the Indians. After catching the storekeeper in the act, Clara threw open her coat, exposing the sheriff's badge, and placed the man under arrest. Once Clara went into the mountains and brought back a man suspected of fraud, and the Reach River Reveille ran the following page one headline, and I quote, "Lady Sheriff brings back her prisoner." The reporter noted, quote, "Her friends were somewhat surprised that she went after the prisoner herself instead of sending a deputy." End quote. On several occasions, she even entered saloons and broke up brawls. In an administrative overhaul, she removed Deputy White, who had served under 4 sheriffs. Clara Denham Crowell earned a reputation throughout the West as a tough law officer. When Clara's term came to an end, many people encouraged her to run for election. She wasn't elected in the first place, run for election. But she was respected also for her nursing skills, and she decided to take the job of matron, or administrator, of the county hospital, a position she held for the next 20 years. And when she died at 66, on June 19, 1942, it was only fitting that a grand tribute was made in Austin by the people Clara and George Crowell had served so faithfully. The populace packed the flower-laden Masonic Odd Fellows Hall for the services, and District Attorney Howard Brown delivered a stirring eulogy, tracing the remarkable career of the waitress who left the two-bit house to become the first lady sheriff in Nevada. Good night and have a good sleep.